Hey folks, Dude here, coming at you, coming at you. It's gonna be Wednesday, December 14th. And, well, there's like this old guy that used to be on 60 Minutes. It was Andy Rooney. And Andy Rooney was known for always being this curmudgeonly guy who was always coming up with these things. It was like, you ever notice that the so and so and so and so? It was like his shtick. I'm gonna do my own form of did you ever notice? Did you ever notice that, well, standard people can use MP3 players and MP3 players can accept Windows media files and well, Apple products have to use MP3s. Well, MP3 players can go either way. Apple products don't. Mostly because there was a pissing match between Microsoft and Windows. And let's just say that Gates and Steve Jobs wasn't exactly happy with each other. Why? Because Steve said, I can make something better than you guys, and I'm going to make it a own standalone format for the audio files in which to be played, encrypted, and stored as MP3. Completely non-compatible formats. Why? Steve Jobs was a dick. Also, never let it be said that Bill Gates is not even a bigger dick. Both these guys are dicks. In the process of being dicks, they dicked us over. In the process of Apple being Apple, they dicked everybody over. So here you have it, pretty much standard stuff, even down to and including, even something as stupid as your smartphone. Your smartphone, which can accept micro USBs. No great science involved. Micro USBs is what they do. They basically go in, they do their job, transferring information, feeding power, all the rest of that stuff. Windows products, different plug. Newer Windows products, completely different plug, which is not compatible with the micro USB. Why? Well, because Apple said in her infinite wisdom, we're going to get rid of this right here. We're going to take out the headphone jack. We're going to make it skinnier. We're going to make it do what it needs to do, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, well, let's just go back a couple years, say like first generation Nano. This is not that much thicker than the standard new iPhone, okay? Notice it has a very nice, easy type of plug. And it also, look at that. It's got a headphone jack. Also notice it is about a scant third of an inch or so thick. I'm going to say probably looking at it from, the Mark 1 eyeball, I'm going to say it's probably about 9, not even quite 10 millimeters. Now, this is a first generation iPod Nano. Read like a, what is this guy, 2 gig or somebody? Yeah, it is a 2 gig iPod Nano. This was the most state-of-the-art thing that you could ever find for its timeline, and it still kicks major ass. That said, it is not nearly as good as this guy, which was the paragon of virtue for anybody that knows the Apple products. This one is the holy grail, 160 gig. Okay? So literally you have the absolute smallest iPod to the absolute biggest iPod they ever actually met. This one being a 160 gigabyte Apple classic iPod. This one absolutely kicks major ass, does everything you ever possibly want it to do. It is a 2-stack read disc version of the iPod. It is the most kick-ass one they ever built, biggest capacity. I am never going to fill this thing up. My entire music library right now, I pretty much have in there, is basically 5 gigs. I'm going to throw tons of other files in here. Even though I can't directly access it with this, I have more room than I'm ever going to utilize. This thing has a very low amount of clicks and service times, and it's good to go, and it's ready to launch, and all the rest of the good stuff like that there. It has awesome runtime, and it is an awesome piece of kit. That said, I dearly love my 2 gig. I wish it held more. I wish it carried more, but my little 2 gig fits in the front pocket, read like the watch pocket of a pair of jeans, which was one of the selling points for these guys because they were just that good. So, case in point, from smallest to biggest, in terms of actual size, it's really not a whole heck of a lot of difference here. I mean, these really are not that big in terms of difference in size. That said, crazy things the way they do stuff, and pulling out the headphone jack On the new iPhone, they pulled off the headphone jack completely. They only have the FireWire in there, and you need to get an adapter to listen to the the iPhone, iPod, call it what you will. You need to go get an adapter for the FireWire, which means you can't recharge your phone at the same time you're using headphones. And you need to buy some unbelievably expensive Apple set of Bluetooth headphones to make the thing work. You know what? Simpler sometimes is still better. And by and large, these guys are all over the place. And I'm really not feeling all this new technology, the way that they're doing stuff, to simply say it's thinner, because you know what? That new kick-ass iPhone or what have you, if we were to describe it as such, this thing is still smaller and probably carries maybe not as much music, but it still works just as good as it ever did from time immemorial to present. So, what can we take from this? Well, Steve Jobs obviously is dead. Bill Gates is still obviously a dick, and he's a tool bag, but he's still alive. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs is not still here. Apple seems to be going full circle, doing stupid stuff, because they don't have the Walt Disney to run the place the way that it used to run. Of all things, you know, when you basically can stick your own music in your own phone, you really don't need to have the newest, spiffiest touch iPod or any other things, because pretty much this has pretty much rendered this moot. Now, I actually still do have all this technology simply because sometimes I just want to use a phone as a phone, or use a phone for when I'm doing Uber driving, and I want to have this thing playing in my sound system and doing what it needs to do. But being that I'm an Uber driver, unfortunately I now have to go out of my way to get a FireWire charger for those people going, "Hey, you got a power cord for an iPhone?" And to which I have to say, no, I don't. Then they're going, "Oh no, my phone's gonna die." Read, my phone doesn't always go and die. Why? Okay, I'm gonna give you another partial bitch here. Why? Because in Android, which I prefer, you can turn off all that bloatware and make the thing do everything that you want it to do how you wish to do it. So now what, folks? I'm going to break off of this one, and sometimes less is more. Apple, you're still not doing it for me. Except for, like, older iterations of good shiznit. All right, folks, I'm going to break off of this one, and eat good, keep centering as always, you know, and you love it, and all the good stuff like that. Ooh, forgot. I had another one hiding out. Nano Gen 2. Good times. All right, folks, I'm going to break off of this one. Eat good, keep centering as always, you know, and you love it. Sometimes easier tech is just easier tech. See you guys.